Hello, this is Reuben Smith again, and today I'm going to be reading from chapter 5 of my book, Solutions. So here we go. Chapter 5, Einstein's Impossible Problem Solved. Sometimes I get irritated over the argument between religion and science. The religious man will state his ideology and use a statement because it's in the Bible. The scientific mind does not accept this as proof, for he has no faith in it, having faith instead of numbers and facts. But the same scientist will say something is so because Einstein said so, when he cannot completely understand Einstein's theories, which never were completed. Einstein tried for 40 years and could never completely explain gravity and the electromagnetic field, but he gave us a puzzle to solve when he stated that no experiment could tell inertia from gravity. Einstein stated that there is no experiment that a person can conduct in a small volume of space that would distinguish a gravitational field and equivalent uniform acceleration. He proposed that if you had two elevators, one on the Earth and one on the Earth and another far out in space away from any gravitational body, and it was accelerating at 9.8 meters per second, that there would be no way to tell if you were in the one in space or the one on Earth. Now, he also stated that if someone who is outside the elevator that is accelerating shines a beam of light through the window of the elevator that is accelerating, the person shining the light will see the beam traveling in a straight horizontal path, while the person in the elevator will perceive the beam of light as having a curved path, just as he would on Earth. Now, according to his equivalence theory, which is the backbone of his general theory of relativity, a person in the elevator that is accelerating will perceive a beam of light shown through the window of his elevator as following a curved path. Now, if he allows for one to observe close enough to perceive this curve in the light beam, I would propose an experiment that would differentiate gravity from an inertia field due to acceleration in a small closed space. If you were to fill these elevators with enough water to cover the floors and shine a beam of light from the center of each of these two elevators outward horizontally, the beam of light would be closer to the water at the edge of the elevator in the inertial field than the one in the gravitational field of the Earth, because the water in the gravitational field will have a curvature equal to the curvature of the Earth, whereas the water in the pure inertia field will be flat. The reason for this curvature is that the force of gravity between two objects varies inversely with the square of the distance, as shown by the formula below. And gravity, here, that's the formula for gravity. This simply means, well, we know that gravity works independently on each atom because of the fact that a feather will fall at the same rate as a lead ball in a vacuum. This simply means that gravitational force decreases with distance. That's what the formula means for gravity. Therefore, if the floors in these two elevators were perfect planes and did not have the same curvature of the Earth, the center of the elevator in the gravity field of Earth would be closer to the Earth than the outside edges. The water would be deeper in the middle where the force of gravity is stronger, because the water would have the same curvature as the ocean, and the floor being a perfect plane would not follow the curvature of the Earth, while the water in the inertia field would be at the same depth at the center as it is at the edges. This is the tidal effect, and it would not be present in a field due to pure acceleration. This problem has been presented to physics students for years as unsolvable, but as I've just read, it is simple to solve when you look at it from a different perspective. Here's a problem Einstein himself searched for over 40 years and never solved. Quoting from the last chapter in Einstein's Relativity, the Special and General Theory, the conviction prevails that the experimentally assured duality of nature, corpuscular and wave structure, can be realized only by such a weakening of the concept of reality. I think that such a far-reaching theoretical renegation is not for the present justified by our actual knowledge, and that one should not desist from pursuing to the end of its path the relativistic field theory. I have not desisted and have formed a Newtonian clockwork explanation of time compression in a gravitational field, which I read in my second video. The following chapter presents a relativistic theory of time and gravity. Like I said, that was Unified Field Theory 2 video. Now let me address the dual nature of light, wave, and corpuscular. Corpuscular for the non-scientist means the transfer of energy in a manner similar to people throwing a ball back and forth instead of flowing like water. As I've stated earlier, electromagnetic energy travels the path that the planes of gravity define. Light is a wave in these cubes that is formed by the vibrations in the gravitational planes. In the cubes that gravity divides the universe into, there are nodes of energy which form in the corner of these cubes. These nodes are electrons in solid matter, photons in free space. As the light wave moves through the gravitational field, it vibrates these nodes back and forth. This is how light moves in a wave. It transfers energy in a corpuscular manner. The photons vibrating back and forth in the corner of the cubes form of gravity. Is why energy is transferred by these waves in a corpuscular manner. The speed of light is the same speed at which gravity planes move because light is a wave in these planes. This speed can be determined by dividing gravity, big G divided by Newton times G, by the Hubble expansion. This is the reason that the speed of light is a universal constant in speed limit. Quote, ever learning and ever able to come to the knowledge of the truth. Timothy 2:3-7. And if you had watched my first video, you would understand my explanation of how two-dimensional membranes are what causes gravity and what light travels through, and that photons form in the corner of these. And thank you for listening, and God bless you. Bye.